To make the vegetable sauce, you need to start off by dicing the onions. Chop off the top but leave the root in place, and then make some fine slices towards the root, and then turn it round, and then you can slice it across and you will end up with some finely diced onions. To prepare the mushrooms, trim off the end and then either slice or cut into chunks. You then need to prepare the pepper. So you need to remove any of the pith and the seeds and put them into your rubbish bowl, and then cut them into bite-sized chunks. You're then going to prepare the courgette, where you are going to dice it into chunks, as well as the aubergine, so that they're all in fairly similar sized chunks. You then need to add some garlic. So you're going to peel and then finely chop the garlic, or use a garlic crusher if you have one.
To start making the tomato sauce, I have got some oil, just a small amount of oil in the bottom of my frying pan, or a big saute pan, or you can even do it in a saucepan if that's what you've got at home, and then add in your diced onions, and then we're just going to get them to soften. So you might need to have the heat a bit higher first to get you some heat in the pan, and then turn it down as you start to hear that sizzle.
Once the onions have softened, you're going to add in your garlic, and then just stir for about 30 seconds. You'll then add in the rest of your vegetables, and you're just trying to get them to start to release their juices, so they start to sweat and look a bit more moist. And then when that has happened, you can add in your tinned tomatoes, your tomato puree, your dried oregano, and you crumble in your stock cube. If you find that your sauce is going a little bit dry, add in some extra water as well. So use about half a can of water to allow your sauce to just simmer away and gain flavour and cook the vegetables.
Once your tomato sauce, or your vegetable sauce, is cooking away and simmering, just shred up some spinach if you're adding it, which is a good source of iron and vitamin C, into smaller bits so that you can add it for the last 5 minutes of cooking, just to wilt it down and get that texture to it. But just stop it from clumping if you chop it up.
To make a white sauce, you're going to start off by melting your butter or margarine on a medium heat. Once that's melted, you are going to stir in some plain flour. And the plain flour needs to mix in with the melted butter, and this creates a roux, which is your paste of butter and flour, and that is going to then be used to thicken your sauce. Heat that gently for a few seconds, and then you are going to gradually whisk in, or if you've not got a whisk, use a wooden spoon. You're going to whisk in your milk a small amount at a time to prevent any lumps from forming. So whisk it in and then add some more to it, and keep on doing that until all the milk is combined. You're then going to need to heat it for a number of minutes whilst continuing to whisk, otherwise the paste will get stuck onto the bottom of the pan and it will burn, and you will end up with a lumpy sauce. The roux is there to thicken the sauce, and it aids by gelatinisation. So the flour starch granules absorb the liquid, and as they heat, they start to burst and release their amylase into the liquid, which thickens the sauce. Once the white sauce is thickened, you are going to stir in, take it off the heat, and then stir in half of your cheese to flavour your sauce. It's then ready for layering up your lasagna. To layer up your lasagna, you are going to add half of your vegetable sauce to the bottom of your dish. You are then going to get your dried lasagna sheets, and then you can break off any edges to allow it to fit inside of your dish, and just get it so that you've got a single layer and no overlapping. You're then going to spread over half of your white sauce, and then make sure that you cover all of the lasagna so that it is going to absorb the liquid to cook. And then you're going to add the rest of your vegetable sauce, another layer of lasagna, and then finish it off with the remaining white sauce. And as I said, make sure it covers all of the lasagna sheets, otherwise they won't cook properly. And then finally scatter over your cheese before putting it into the oven for around 40 to 45 minutes on 180 or gas mark 4. To check to see if the lasagna is ready, use a sharp knife to see if it will go through the pasta easily without any resistance. If this is the case, it should be ready if it's golden brown on top as well.